Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. In this one, we are continuing our Picking Your First Truck episodes, and we just finished the DAF series with the DAF and the DAF Euro 6. The DAF XF and the DAF XF Euro 6, respectively. And so now, what we want to do is Iveco. So, why don't we visit this dealer? Alright, now, even though there is another Iveco here, the Iveco Highway, you can see there's a couple iterations of it. There's two that you can buy. You cannot buy them at level 1. Or under level 10 per se, because you buy your first truck before level 10 in most instances. So under level 10 you can't buy the Highway, so you can only buy the Iveco Stralis. One second. Something's stuck in my teeth a little bit, I guess. I apologize. So the Iveco Stralis, it's the cheapest truck that you can buy as a beginner. If you take a look over here at the price, 93,810 euros. That is by far the cheapest truck that you can buy. If you're playing this with a hard economy mod, this is the truck you will most likely use to start building your company. The thing about it, though, is I believe it is also the weakest truck as a starter truck. Only 310 horsepower at 1,300 newton meters at 1,200 to 600 RPM. That is really, really weak in terms of your starting trucks. As you saw, the DAF XF, the older DAF, had 360. The Euro 6 had 410. This is only 310. It's actually 100 horsepower less than the Euro 6. And that's really major. It does carry 1,300 liters of fuel, has the basic SF AS-tronic transmission, left-hand drive. This is also called the Active Space, and of course is in graphite gray. Alright, let us buy us a truck. Yeah. Okay, enough of that. So, first off, I need to rest. Is there a place to rest around here? I don't see one. So, let us find a hotel, garage, something of that manner. Not quite sure why that light's there. I know that you're already like looking at the truck yourself, and that's fine. But I'll go over in detail the things about it once we get rolling. Once we get some Z's under our driver, I'll be happy to. Oh, hotel. Alright. Apparently I can't pull in from here. I gotta go... well, you know what? No, there's a garage right here. Why go to a hotel when we can just Z out in this garage here? That's fine. Alright. Directional off. Lights off. Wipers off. And engine. Okay, so let's get rid of this. First thing, it's got a decent windshield, of course, as most trucks do. So that's not a big deal. Let's take a look at the outside. On the outside, nothing really stands out about the truck. It looks pretty decent. You know, there's no particular features. It looks a little bit more to the older side, but it's really not. The Iveco Highway, the only difference is it kind of smooths out the front a little bit. The thing about this truck, though, is even though it seems to have a really long wheelbase, it actually doesn't. It's actually a shorter wheelbase than you think. The Iveco has what seems to be the worst problems with stability. That's a big gas tank on the side, and it just looks like a long chassis. But it's really, I don't know how to put it. And when you dual up the wheels on it, it just seems to get even shorter. The Iveco is one of the most unstable trucks I've driven in the game, if not the most unstable truck. It'll flip relatively easily. I don't know what to say about that. That's just how the truck is, which is strange because it's got a really low roof for a starter. It's not that tall of a truck. So you figure it'd be more balanced. Maybe because in terms of a truck it's narrower. Maybe it's not so much the chassis length as that the Iveco Stralis is a more narrow truck, at least it appears, than the DAFs and the MANs and whatnot. Thank you. I don't know. It just does not, you know, come out as a stable truck, and that's all I can say about it. The interior, you know, not bad. You know, you get the weird color bed, but everything else is gray. Gray seats, gray mats. You know, you could write a book about this truck and call it 50 Shades of Gray. Except, you know, there's already a book of that title, and it's not about trucks. That's that. The dashboard itself is not bad. The dials are spread out. They're not difficult to read. When you fire it up, thank you. And when you fire it up, the blue color with the black lettering is actually fairly easy to read. You can't read the clock and the temperature very well, but that's not too big of a deal. You know, it's not something that's going to gimp you. Overall, fairly easy to read as we switch through the different modes here. You know, there's your distance and how many liters you have. That's your fuel efficiency and temperature, and then your overall driving, as you can see. Oops. It has a unique sound when it's driving. It has its own sound. Oops. I meant to be in neutral, mind you. It really does have its own unique sound to it. And it's actually a pretty good sound. I like the sound. The one major issue I have with the Iveco Stralis is right here on the left, right there. You have your main front pillar. You have a secondary window pillar that creates a small window, and in that small window you have your mirrors. Now the mirrors themselves are pretty good. They're a bit unique shaped in that they're narrower and they're taller than average, but they kind of have to be to fit in the space that you have to see them. But by doing that, what they've effectively done is completely block off your view there. You can't see anything. If you're trying to cross through an intersection, you know, you're going to have a hard time seeing. That could easily block something out. Maybe you don't want to have to turn when you're driving to see as you're turning a corner. And look, you're not going to be able to see. It's completely utterly ridiculous. And as you may remember with the DAF, I hate really bad blind spots and poor vision. And this truck does that in spades. Only the DAF is worse. And at least in terms of mirrors, the DAF is actually a little bit better, and at least you can see out that way. You know, and over the other side, it's a little bit better because of the angle that you have. And unlike the original DAF, the front view mirror is way over there on the other side of the truck, and it's actually really hard to see. I didn't bring this up, and I'm not sure why. On the DAF, that front mirror is like here, and it's like stretches way out in front of you. It's a bit annoying, but at least you can see and use it well. And the Euro 6 has a good placement as well. With the Iveco, the mirror is way over on the other side of the truck, and it's really small, so it's really hard to see. So if you do use this mirror to see the front of your truck, I personally don't. I usually just take them off the truck. You're going to have to be driving and then do this and then hope nothing comes this way. You know, maybe you're one of those lucky ones and you have one of those IR, you know, tracking cameras that track your head movement or something of that nature. So not as much to talk about on this truck. I mean, that's it. It's basic. 93,000 euros. It's all gray. It has decent mirrors, but really bad placement for them. Decent windshield. It's really weak, you know? So, let's see if we can find a short run for it. Take it for a spin. Route length. That's actually really good. That is too far, and of course it's going to just get longer from there. Alright. That's the trailer we'll take. Now this is 15 tons, okay? We seem to be going in a line of sorts, yeah? We took 18 tons, 17 tons, we skipped 16, and now we're down to 15. A lot of the stuff I could pick on this Iveco is kind of small stuff, but it can make a difference compared to other trucks. I mean, once you get into other trucks, you may go, wow, I really didn't realize until now. Of course I'd go the wrong way. Well, it's alright. I'll just go around. Not a big deal. Not the biggest of deals. You see, I can't even really see where I'm turning for that corner, even looking over. That's pretty bad. It like virtually blocks out that side of the street, especially when going around a corner. Look, I can't... That's just terrible, honestly. Alright, let's take the trailer. I believe the Euro 6 is the only truck in the game that comes with a standard 2 reverse gear. This almost matches up, doesn't it? I mean, if it were just a little darker to the brown side, basically you'd almost have a UPS truck. Except UPS trucks really narrow, tall cabs. The trailer trucks, if you've ever seen them on mainland United States, or I don't know how they are like in Europe and other countries, but in mainland United States, the tractors for the UPS trailers are really narrow cabs, really tall, and only 4x2s. I've never seen one that was a 6x4. Anyways, away we go. You see how much effort it took to start? You see how much effort it took to start? My typical starting gear, third gear. This is only 15 tons. And the truck's acting like it's 25. So easily a couple more things I could pick on, and again, these are nitpicking, is number one, the interior. The interior looks good overall in terms of how it looks, but flat gray for the entire truck and this fake kind of like graphite texture. Quite frankly, it's boring. And you also have gray for the truck color, and this truck's nothing but gray. That's rather irritating, if I'm to be honest with you. Really? The next thing I could pick on is there is something with the dashboard that I'm not overly fond of, and that at least is the tachometer. The tachometer is it's good, you can read it well, but most tachometers come with, you know, the colorization on it. You have the green area for where your best fuel / power band is. Then it'll do the blue area. Then you have the red beyond that, which is like, you know, you're revving your engine too high. And the Iveco doesn't have that. So I don't know, it just doesn't feel right that most, if not all, the other trucks have it. I mean, even the DAF XF has it, even if it does a poor job at having it, where you can hardly see it. It is there. The Iveco doesn't have it at all. And just look at how poor this towing is. You know? Just this is it. As long as we were driving there and we weren't towing up a hill, I made 84 kilometers max speed. With the Iveco, if you don't throw this truck into a corner, like that ramp there climbing, if you don't try and take it with a little bit more speed, you're going to suffer. Pretty simple. You're going to suffer because it just doesn't have the power to pull the trailer up the hill. Like I said, keep in mind, this is 3 tons less than what the DAF XF did and 2 tons less than the Euro 6. Again, you're 50 horsepower less than the XF, and you're 100 horsepower less than the Euro 6. So this is pretty significant. It would be better if you could get the highway. You could get the Iveco highway pre-level 10, because the Iveco highway does really well in terms of fixing some of the feature problems. Mirror placement, I believe. The interior's better. The highway's more stable as well, which I really like. The problem with the highway is, of course, you would still probably get it with a weaker engine. one of the advantages of not being able to buy a truck to level 10 is it just comes with a stronger engine. Oh. Not a lot I can do about that. I apologize again. I try and record at night. I literally do. Alright, it's like almost 9 at night and somebody's still calling. Hopefully you didn't hear it too much because it was behind the microphone. I've actually moved my microphone's position. I had it on my right hand side near a wall sitting where my mouse used to. And then I realized that I can set it to my left near my monitor and it'll actually be closer to me so it'll pick me up better. Whoa. Hang on a minute, folks.
Yeah, fuck.
And we're back. Like I said, there's not much I can do about that when you live in a crowded house and you're paying for the only phone in the house as well. So it's gonna ring. I just didn't think it would ring at, you know, roughly 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. But we shall ever persevere. So yeah, like I said, my microphone is moved. I turned its pickup down from 100% to 80%, so I dropped the volume on the microphone by 20%. Let me know what you think. Maybe I can, you know, should go lower, especially because it's sitting closer to me now. And maybe, you know, maybe I'll get lucky and it won't echo so much, but I don't know, because it sits kind of like in a box, you know. Even if I were to put it directly in front of me, the reality is I have a monitor on the left, a monitor in front of me, and then the wall on the right, all very, very close in. So I don't know, you know, I don't know how to make that any better, but whatever. Anyways, back to the truck, because we actually still have a fair distance to go. And this is just something I'm going to harp on a little bit more, and then hopefully really not anymore. And just look at the speed I'm losing on a very slight incline. Yeah, look at how much speed I've lost. And still losing. I'm actually going to have to downshift. No, that's pretty rough. Moment of silence, for whatever reason I don't know. I was thinking about bringing you at least one video of another game that I've been playing called Tower of Guns, just to show it off, just to promote it a little bit, because I've really enjoyed playing it. And I like to bring you things that I've enjoyed playing, especially things that you may not hear a lot of. You know, you'll probably hear of you know, The Witcher 3, which I'd love to play. I don't have the game right now, and I don't know if I will anytime soon. But, you know, if I did, I wouldn't have to bring you gameplay, because, you know, you're already very familiar with it. But things like Nuclear Throne and Tower of Guns, these are independent games. And you know, I love bringing them to people. I don't get paid for it. You know, it's not a paid promotion. I'm not, you know, the developers aren't giving me any special consideration for it. I just bring them to you because I enjoy doing them. And I want to show people, in case even one other person, you know, enjoys the game. Because not only will that person go on to enjoy the game, but the developer gets the benefit of making a little bit more money. And I feel if a developer makes a good game, then I have no problem respecting that and you know, saying, hey, this is a game I play. I really enjoy it. The developer's done a great job on it. You know, if you're into this type of game, you should go look into it. Holy cow! We've made it to 98 kilometers, man. 98 kilometers per hour. And that's it. And we gotta slow down. Sadly, I'm gonna have to slow down even more because cars. My nose is slightly stuffed up for some reason. Not 100% sure why. Could be allergies. Could just be, you know, time of day for all I know. You know, except for when I have to slow down or stop, things like that, I have literally had the Iveco throttle pinned to the floor. Trying to gain speed. Too low. Even just a little bit of speed. I mean, the Iveco is one of the few trucks that I don't have too much of a problem taking it over 1500 RPM to try and bleed a little bit more speed out of it. I think it's rather, you know, important to try. And taking the revs up sometimes can help. Now, despite being a really unstable truck, as you can see, you're really probably not going to have to worry about it all that much because you just can't build up enough speed to worry about rolling it. You know, unless you try and take it around a 90-degree corner without slowing down. But that still doesn't matter. When you will have to worry is when you're finally able to upgrade the engine. When you're finally able to upgrade the engine, then you're going to suffer. Yeah, here we go. Perfect example of the greatest shortfalling of this truck. It's only 15 tons. Only. Keeping in mind, that's 10 tons less than the highest vanilla weight. And again, I don't know if they upped the weight of trailers when they brought out Scandinavia, because I have trailer mods in the game, you know. So there could be heavier trailers, but the heaviest trailers I've mentioned before the Scandinavia was 25 tons, may still be 25 tons. So you're a whole 10 tons lighter than that, and you know, it just struggled up that hill. The Iveco's greatest ally. downhill. We are almost there. We only got about 100 kilometers left to go. I'm honestly not sure what else to talk about right now. That's why things have gone quiet so much. I've kind of run out of ideas at the moment. You know, I'm still just waiting for my stuff to show up. And, oh wow, we actually reached cruising speed. Whatever we're going to do. But I'm still waiting for my stuff to show up. Some of it should be here by the end of this week. Some of it not till the end of next week, I believe. That's pretty much it. I don't know if I mentioned I have a new keyboard coming. I might have. It's kind of my birthday present to me. I've always wanted a mechanical keyboard. And so I got a Logitech G710. Which is the newer tech mechanical keyboard. It's quieter than your average mechanical keyboard, meaning that you know, considering I definitely play late at night too, that hitting the keys won't make too much noise and be disturbing for my wife who's sleeping nearby. No, don't know what else to say about that. I'm just really looking forward to that getting here. I think more than anything else, I'm looking forward to the keyboard. I'm looking forward to the keyboard more than anything else. You know, the keyboard I have is a Logitech G15. It's a nice keyboard, and it's served me a very, very, very long time. But I bought it used for $44 off eBay, and you know, I've had it for several years now, 4 maybe. And it just, one of the feet have broken off of it, and I don't, you know, I've had to prop it up. I know I mentioned this before, so it really just, it's time to replace it. Although I'm going to keep it, I'm not going to get rid of it if I can help it. Oh, God. 8th gear? Nope. 6th gear? Maybe? Yeah, okay, 6th gear, get it. I suppose there's lots of stuff I could talk about, even though we have very little distance to go. I just don't feel that this video's a good video. Oh my God. Check this out. I'm actually almost late. I'm almost late on a 15-ton trailer. You have got to be kidding. Yeah, boy. Come on, Iveco. We can do this. Speed limit's 50. I don't think I'm going to slow down much. Because once I do, that's it. Come on. Ah, the blinking yellow light. I love this feature. Because there are lots of places where the lights, after a certain time, won't do the red and green cycles anymore. They'll actually just flash yellow to one side, red to the other. Because not enough traffic comes through. I don't know if this was a rush delivery or not. Well, I guess we'll find out. There we go. Did we make it on time? Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was an urgent delivery. Alright, but even still, urgent delivery, and I almost didn't make it. It had to give me a warning that it was actually getting close to time for the delivery to get there. A 15-ton trailer slowed me down that much. Tell you guys. The Iveco, what can I say about it that I haven't already said? But I'm going to say it anyways. It's all gray. Its mirror placement is terrible. It's incredibly weak and has a hard time getting rolling under even lighter weight trailers. If you use this truck and you use, like me, trailer mods that put in 30, 40, 50, 60, all the way up to 70-ton trailers, you're probably not going to make it even if it's not an urgent delivery. You're just going to suffer and struggle the whole way. Even if you don't, even heavier trailers, I'm going to say more than 15 tons, 16, 17, 18, 20, 25-ton trailers, they're really, really, really going to kill you. You know, I can liken trucks to vehicles, other vehicles, cars, or at least types of cars. Like the DAF XF, you know, that's the old classic car. It's still relevant, but it's outdated and just doesn't do things well. And the designs that were chosen and were cool then are not anymore. The DAF Euro 6, that's the updated version. That's where all the designs are made in today's world and are hip. And then, you know, as things have evolved, so is the truck. You know, so that's the updated kind of sedan style, you know. It's a really good, solid truck. It's fun to drive, and even in today's world, you know, you could call it like the smaller SUV. You know, the more middle of the road SUV. You know, it looks sleek, looks sexy, can even go fast, but it's still really practical and a good choice, and has a lot of benefits to it. The Iveco, it's an economy car. You know, it's a Prius. You know, it's a Corolla. You know, it's that's what it is. It's the cheapest truck that you can buy, and it shows it through completely 100% various flat gray colors. A 310 horsepower engine that's only giving you 1,300 Newton meters. It's an economy truck that you can use to build a business in terms of using a hard economy mod because of how cheap it is, and thanks to AI doesn't matter um, what the truck is. It'll always just do things regularly. But for you, it honestly, I honestly just could not strongly recommend it. And as you get more powerful engines, and even if you put a 6x4 chassis on this, it just becomes really unstable. It tips very, very, very easily. And especially compared to other trucks like Volvo, Scania, MAN, even DAF and whatnot. It just seems to tip over and fall over very easily. And it's just really not that fun to drive when you got to struggle for every kilometer of speed that you get. So I have to actually revise my old list. I put the DAF XX. I said, I know the DAF XF is the bottom truck of the gang, even with all its sight views. I don't think so anymore. I think despite the windshield, I think despite the mirrors, it actually still gives you better mirror view than this truck does, especially with its mirror placement completely blocking off your view on along one side. And the fact that your front view mirror to see the front of your truck is way over on the other side of the truck where it's practically useless. I honestly feel that now the Iveco Stralis is probably the bottom of the list. It is the worst truck that you can buy as a starter truck, below the DAF XF. So of the three trucks that we have reviewed right now, number 1 is the Euro 6, number 2 is the XF, and number 3 is the Stralis. I know we still got a lot more trucks to go, but I don't really see, in terms of a starter truck, anything going lower than the Iveco Stralis. And it's sad that you can't get the Iveco Highway as a beginner driver, because the Iveco Highway really does, much like the Euro 6 did, improve on so many things that was wrong with the Stralis. But be that as it may, you cannot. So therefore, I would strongly recommend staying away from the Iveco Stralis as a beginner truck. You'd be much better off getting even a DAF XF, let alone extremely much better off getting a Euro 6. That being said, next, man. Oh yeah, we're getting manly. I know that a lot of people say it's pronounced M-A-N. Yeah, I know this. Okay, I do. But you still call it a man truck. It's a man truck. It's a man's man truck. Just live with it. Okay? Just live with it. So, yeah. It's a man truck. And that'll be our next one. So that'll be tomorrow. Until then, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know how the audio is. I'm going to listen to it, obviously. But I still like your opinion. I have a feeling it still may be a little too loud in the voice and maybe not enough gain, but we'll see. Other than that, this is going to be one big bugger. I'm going to be signing out, and I'll see you next time.